I'm Kate Livy, the Director of Education and the Associate Curator here at the Chesapeake Bay Maritime Museum. And I'd like to welcome you to another episode of Chesapeake Treasure, a feature here on Facebook where we explore one of the 68,000 objects in our collection. So today I'm out on campus enjoying this beautiful week of summer weather, and I wanted to explore one of the objects we have here on campus that a lot of people love to come over and pat on the head. This is an iron statue of a Chesapeake Bay retriever. So it's connected to this history of the Chesapeake Bay retriever. In 1807, there was a ship from Baltimore, the ship Canton, that encountered a floundering English brig off the coast of Newfoundland. It was full of cod, and the crew was apparently very intoxicated, and the ship's boats had all floated away, so it was in a state of distress. And this ship, Canton, came to its rescue, pulled a lot of the sailors off, and on board happened to be 2 Newfoundland puppies. Now, these Newfoundland puppies were so adorable and really so useful that the owner of the ship ended up adopting one and gave another one to a good friend. Now, one of the dogs was named after his ship, Canton, and the other dog, Sailor, became really famous as a Chesapeake Bay retriever breeding dog. And these 2 dogs together, one on the eastern shore, one on the western shore, over the next 100 years would essentially create this brand new breed. And in 1877 was officially termed the Chesapeake Bay Ducking Dog. So Chesapeake Bay retrievers have traditionally been a really important part of waterfowling here in the Chesapeake. We have seasonal migratory waterfowl that come down along the Atlantic Flyway, and they winter over in a lot of these coves and these tributaries. Now, when you shoot birds in really cold, icy water, going out to retrieve them can be a lot of work. So these Chesapeake Bay retrievers were really designed to help swim out in really cold water to retrieve these birds. They have soft mouths, so they never hurt the bird's flesh. They're great swimmers. They have webbed paws. They've got thick, oily fur to help keep them warm and dry when they're out swimming. Now, this statue was created in the 1850s by a company in Baltimore, an iron foundry called Bartlett and Hayward. And they essentially created 2 of these dogs. The owners loved to waterfowl, so they created 2 of these Chesapeake Bay retrievers in iron to flank either side of their entrance to their foundry buildings. And so from 1850 to the 1890s, these 2 mascots were in place, proudly standing at the front of this building and showing off what they could really do with cast iron. And they made dozens of other examples of these. Now, interestingly, at the turn of the century, they actually moved their offices. And when they moved, they decided, oh, these old Chesapeake Bay retriever statues are dated, we're going to get rid of them, and they threw them in the scrap pile. Well, mysteriously, right around that time period, their business started to tank. So they were pretty superstitious, and they decided what they needed to do was go get these 2 statues, which they called Sailor and Canton, and put them back into place, and sure enough, their business recovered. So we have one of these Bartlett and Hayward dogs here at the Maritime Museum for everyone to enjoy and to remind people of the importance of Chesapeake Bay retrievers to our Chesapeake heritage. So you can come visit our statue here if you stop by for Oyster Fest, which is coming up in just a few weeks. It's a great opportunity to celebrate all things Chesapeake and all things fall, and obviously Chesapeake Bay retrievers are a big part of that. So I hope you've enjoyed learning a little bit about another cool object in our collection today. Thanks so much, and have a great afternoon.